Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We are here for a good old-fashioned anti-haul. I recently uploaded like part of my will I buy it, I guess. It was like a wish list video, like will I buy it wish list items. So now this is like a straight up good old-fashioned anti-haul. These are products, I'm not purchasing them, I'm not interested in them, we don't need them. That's what we're here for. If you are new, hello and welcome. My name is Kelly and I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking, I love makeup, I love talking about makeup. So if you like to chat about makeup too, I would love to have you subscribe and be part of the K Bella fam. Why don't we go ahead and jump into the video. Scoot over so that I can upload pictures, but the first product that I am anti-hauling, or products, it's the Natasha Denona Mini Pastel Eyeshadow Palette and the Pastel Glow Highlighter. Now I knew just in looking at these that they weren't for me. The color story wasn't for me. I'm not really into pastels. While I thought the highlighter looked cute, you know, with the different gradient look, I thought maybe it was going to be a duochrome. I'm not really into like different colored highlighters. I just kind of stick to like my pink, my champagne, my neutral type of highlighters. So I knew this wasn't for me. I did pass on it, and I'm glad that I did. I mean, I kind of heard mixed reviews on the highlighter for $42. A lot of people thought that there were going to be different shifts or different shades in the highlighter, and it really just all looks the same no matter how you swatch it. I love the Natasha Denona quality. I love her mini eyeshadows, but I'm not going to use like blue and green and purple on the lid, so this just wasn't a collection for me. Although I love Natasha Denona. Lots of her collections are for me. This one was not. I am saying no to the Tarte Sculpt Tape. The Sculpt Tape bronzer. It looks like the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. The Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. Yeah, not bronzer. The Charlotte Tilbury contour wand is what it looks like, and it's called Sculpt Tape. It's essentially a cream bronzer, and I'm saying no to creams this year. I don't love creams. I have tried so many times. I should love creams. I have dry skin. I should love creams. I've tried so many times. I just don't. It feels like more work for me. It blends away. It's just not my favorite. Not my favorite product, so I am going to pass on this one. It's $35. You do have, 5 different shades. I know that people were really excited about it, but it's just not for me, and that's okay, so I'm going to pass. I'm also not going to pick up the new Bare With Me Blur Tint Foundation from NYX. It just didn't really stand out to me. It's supposed to be hydrating, medium buildable coverage. The word tint, I think, is what might do it. I'm not into skin tints. It does say it's a tint foundation. It's supposed to be blurring, 24 flexible shades, apply easily, it's supposed to be long wear and hydrating. It's only $14, but it just didn't stand out to me. And again, I think it could even be that word tint, because I'm like, I don't want a tinted moisturizer, I want foundation, although it says it's medium buildable coverage. I haven't really tried much from NYX in a while. I know a lot of people were really excited about this foundation, but knowing that I'm on a low buy and I can only purchase 2 foundations this year, I just knew this one wasn't for me. Following the same idea, the Strobe Dewy Skin Tinted Moisturizer from Tarte Cosmetics, $30, 16 shades. Again, hydrating, luminous, but this one does say more of a soft sheen and dewy finish. This one is definitely a skin tint. I think it's supposed to be more of a sheer coverage and a tint to your skin, which is not for me. It's not for me, and that's okay. I actually haven't really tried MAC foundations, ever. Any of them. That's a question that I get a lot when people are trying to find out if like their shade match would be the same as mine. They'll say like, what's your MAC shade? Like, I don't know. I don't know what my MAC shade is, but I can tell you that I'm not going to find out with this skin tint because it's not for me. It's a pass. I thought this was interesting, but not interesting enough to purchase. It's the Quickie 24-Hour Multi-Use Hydrating Full Coverage Concealer from Urban Decay. First of all, full coverage, not really my thing. I do want coverage underneath the eyes, but I do have dry under eyes, I have dry skin, and I need it to be hydrating. So I want there to be coverage, but I want it to be hydrating. And this says that in one swipe, you're supposed to have full coverage, which to me feels like it might be cakey. If you try to build it, it might kind of just sit on top of the skin. It does say that it's going to give you a natural skin-like finish, 24 hours, minimize dark circles, 24 shades. You also have the doe foot applicator, but then it looks like that little that little sponge where you can kind of like buff it out, or buffing brush it says, where you could buff it out. This just didn't, you know, it doesn't sound like it's something for me. It's creative, you know, where you have the little buffing brush and people are into full coverage, tap it on, blend it out. But, you know, it's not what I'm looking for my collection right now. I'm also passing on the new Camo Color Correctors by e.l.f. Cosmetics. I'm not really into color correcting. I do have a color correcting duo from Sigma that I really love, and this is only $4. So if you are into the different shades to help you color correct, that is great. I mean, affordable, there you go. But I'm not really into color correcting. It seems like an extra step. And just being a mom and having 2 young kids, like extra steps is not what I have time for. So even though it's affordable, it's a pass. I saw this right away and knew it was not for me. It's the new Sweet Tarte Cravings eyeshadow palette from Tarte Cosmetics. So there are 9 shades, and they are all like warm taupe bronze shades, matte and shimmers for $32. But looking at it, to me, it looks like kid makeup. Like you have some square pans, you have circular pans, you have different textures. I feel like it's supposed to look like a box of chocolates, and I get that, but in looking like a box of chocolates, I feel like there's a lot of wasted space and it just looks kid-like. So for me, it's a pass. I am also passing on the new Hollywood Glow Glide Face Architect Highlighters. That's a mouthful, by Charlotte Tilbury. The new highlighters. I'm not going to be purchasing any of them. Charlotte Tilbury highlighters aren't my favorite. I haven't tried a ton of them. I really like the highlighters that are in their Beautifying Face palette that came out for holiday, but not the highlighter that's in the Film Star Bronze and Glow. And so I just feel like, you know, I just don't feel drawn to her highlighters. I have a ton of highlights that I love. I'm wearing one of my favorites, the Natasha Denona Super Glow, and I just don't feel drawn to purchase this. And if I have to talk myself into something, it's just not for me. Speaking of Charlotte Tilbury, we did get a sneak peek of their new blushes. It looks like a blush wand, but with a matte finish. This is going to be a pass for me again. I'm not purchasing creams. I'm staying away from liquid and cream products. I think this is supposed to be like her contour and highlight wands, but a matte version, and I feel like people who love those contour and highlight wands will love this product, but I just don't love creams, so we're going to pass. And last but not least is Natasha Denona. She is releasing the new Love Face palette with a blush, a highlighter, and then those 5 eyeshadows down at the bottom. I am going to pass. I did not get the Glam Face and Eye palette. I passed on that one, and I don't regret that. Those were more neutral tones, more colors that I feel like I would love and enjoy, and people have raved about that palette, but I don't regret not purchasing it, and I feel like it would be the same for this one. This color story isn't for me. It's very much more of like a bubblegum pink for Valentine's Day, which I get. That's beautiful, that's great, but that's not my color story, and I don't really want a face and eye palette in one, so I'm gonna pass. But that is going to do it for this anti-haul. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you purchasing any of these? Are you passing on them? Are there any new releases that I did not mention that you know you are going to pass on? I would love to know your thoughts down below. But for now, I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm going to go play with my kiddos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe before you go. That way I can see you in the next one.